In the world of finance, there are two types of people: the big short nerds who love complex charts, and the Wolf of Wall Street fans who idealize Jordan Belfort's hustle. But here's the dirty secret: his genius was just plain crime. Today, in this video, I'll reveal exactly where the movie turns illegal. Spoiler, it's way earlier than you think. And there's a modern-day scam going on right now, straight out of Jordan Belfort's playbook. Chances are, you've already fallen for it. Let's roll back to where it all started. Back when Jordan Belfort still had a soul. Fresh, innocent-faced, full of Wall Street dreams, our boy landed his first job as a trainee broker at L.F. Rothschild. This was peak, I want to do good in this world, Jordan. You know, before the private jets, midget tossing, and federal indictments. At Rothschild, he learned the art of high-pressure selling, also known as convincing people to buy stuff they absolutely don't need, with money they probably don't have. For every trade he closed, he pocketed a sweet 1% commission, which in Wall Street terms is like selling overpriced air and calling it financial advice. Nothing illegal yet. This was the first and the last time Jordan earned an honest paycheck. But just when his morally neutral sales games was leveling up, the market did a nosedive. The black market crash of 1987 came in like a wrecking ball and took Rothschild down with it. Jordan didn't get fired for screwing up. He just got laid off because capitalism imploded for a day. And just like that, our anti-hero was out of job, but not out of ambition. After getting laid off thanks to the 87 crash, Jordan wasn't done with the Wall Street. The Wall Street was done with him. So, like any future white-collar criminal with ambition, he pivoted. He landed a new job at a low-key place called the Investor Center. I think this was the point where his entire life changed. Discovering penny stocks was like discovering an infinite money-making machine. First, let me explain what a penny stock is. Penny stocks are stocks of companies which have the share value of less than $5. These stocks are so small and sketchy, they don't even qualify to be listed on proper stock exchanges. So where do they go? Into the financial Wild West, a.k.a. over-the-counter markets, or OTC markets, also known as the pink sheets. No oversight, no real rules, just vibes and desperation. There were three things about these penny stocks which made Jordan Belfort enormous money. Number one, 50% commission. Jordan went from earning a measly 1% commission at Rothschild to 50% at the Investor Center. Yes, 50 freaking percent. Why? Because the companies trading on the pink sheets were so desperate for capital, they were willing to hand over half the money raised just to get someone to sell their trash stock. For reference, in the real world, commissions are usually 10 to 20% max. But still, if a company's paying 20% commission just to sell their shares, then I don't think so it's worth buying. Number two, tiny market cap. These companies were microscopic in size, and Jordan quickly realized that tiny market caps equals easy to move prices. And that's the entire blueprint for a pump and dump scheme. We'll get to that in a minute. Number three, basically zero regulation. Since penny stocks were not traded on the big boy exchanges, they didn't have to follow the same rules. In simple words, it was a scammer's paradise. You could say whatever you wanted, sell whatever you wanted, and nobody was really watching, except maybe the SEC if your scams are really, really big. Selling penny stocks is not illegal. Selling them with lies and manipulation, that's where things go full boiler room. This tactic of using high-pressured sales and borderline fiction to unload garbage onto clueless investors is known as boiler room operation. And this was the exact moment honesty became optional, profits became obscene, and Belfort's descent into financial superfrauds officially began. After making some money selling penny stocks, Jordan had an awesome idea. Why make a little illegal money when you can make a lot of illegal money? So he leveled up. Enter Stratton Oakmont, a firm that sounded like it managed retirement portfolios for rich doctors but was actually a scam factory with office phones. The business model was simple but diabolical. Start with blue-chip stocks like IBM or Apple, you all know the real stuff, to gain investors' trust, then bait and switch them into penny stocks, where the commissions were pure madness and the companies were barely real. The money started pouring in. But Jordan wasn't satisfied with just high-pressure sales fraud. He wanted more. So here comes the pump and dump master plan. Jordan knew penny stocks had one magic trait: tiny market caps. Meaning, move just $10,000 in volume and suddenly the stock goes to the moon. So he built his own insider trading army. He called them the Rugrats. These were his proxy buyers, who'd buy massive amounts of trash stocks on his behalf off the books. Then, Stratton Oakmont would go full hype mode, high-pressure sales to its extreme. Once the stock looked like it was going to the moon, Rugrats dumped everything. This, ladies and gentlemen, is simple pump and dump scheme. And yes, it's 100% illegal, like you go to prison kind of illegal. And not only this, He had another big gun called the IPO, Initial Public Offering. This is a time when a company gets listed in the exchanges for the first time for the general public to invest. And where do I begin? He did a lot of scams here. So herein comes the Steve Madden IPO. Yes, the actual shoe brand. And here's how the scam went down. Before the IPO even launched, Jordan and his Rugrats quietly snatched up more than 80% of the company's share. But instead of telling SEC as you're legally required to do, they just didn't. No disclosure, no transparency, just vibes. And this is completely illegal to not disclose complete ownership of the shares to public. But wait, it gets worse or better depending on how much jail time you want. Once the IPO launched, Jordan used his boiler room sales squad to artificially pump the price. They hyped the stock like it was the next Nike and dumped it at the top. Classic pump and dump, now in IPO form. By this point, Jordan Belfort had broken more laws than a GTA speedrun. So naturally, the SEC and the FBI started paying attention. And then, Jordan had a brilliant idea. Not good, brilliant. More like, what if I take this fire and pour gasoline on it? So he tried to bribe an FBI agent. Yes, this man literally invited a federal officer onto his yacht, offered him cash, and expected that to go well. Spoiler, bribing the FBI is not a clear retirement plan, and it's very illegal. But the damage control didn't stop there. Knowing that authorities were circling like Wall Street sharks, Jordan had a new mission: get the money out before Uncle Sam takes it all. So what did he do? He smuggled millions in cash to Swiss Alps, using his wife's sweet little Aunt Emma as a proxy. Yes, Aunt Emma was the new front for international money laundering. Family goals, right? By wiring dirty money overseas through shell companies and unregistered accounts, he triggered 18 U.S.C. 1956, the money laundering law that basically says, if you try to hide crime money like it's laundry day, we're coming for you. This was the point of no return. Jordan wasn't just a shady broker anymore. He was a full-blown financial felon with Swiss vaults and federal heat. In short, these were the laws that Jordan Belfort violated. Outcome: Jordan did 22 months in prison, paid back a fraction of what he stole, and walked out to become a motivational speaker. He now sells success tips, has a wife half his age, and probably tells you money isn't everything. Meanwhile, crypto meme coins are the new penny stock. Unregulated, tiny market caps, and just one tweet away from a pump and dump scheme. Different time, different tech, same scam.